All right, we are ready to go. All right, we made it, everyone. It's what a time. The last 3 weeks. Oh my gosh. I don't know about you. But we made it. So I this session just fueled me, to get through the last few weeks. There was so much energy going on. So by the time we are done with this session, you are naturally going to be breathing so much deeper and you're going to feel so much better. So I had a great conversation with someone yesterday, and that today is the 1 year anniversary of the lockdown, which just is so crazy. And if you think about the past year, like I wasn't paying attention, so I was like, "What? No way! That's so insane!" Because if personally, when I looked over my life over the last year, so much has changed, so much, and so um, I just before we begin with the breathwork session, just thinking about your past year and everything that happened emotionally, physically, spiritually, and all the growth and with people that you love, how their lives maybe have changed. And, kind of what happens with the body. Like with me, when I go through change, my body restricts and I kind of resist the process for a while, at least for 2 or 3 months. And then I'm like, okay. And then I surrender into it. But it's interesting what my body does when I have change that comes in when I'm maybe don't want change. Or so it's so perfect that you're here because we're going to just take a full hour to do some breath work. It's very gentle, it's very loving, and by the end of the session you'll just be able to release whatever's been going on over the last few weeks and the last year or a lifetime of stuff. Breath work is so powerful. So thank you for showing up today. Thank you for being here. And okay, one quick announcement and then we'll start with the breath work. Let me see if there's anyone else who needs to hop on here. Okay, so in 2 weeks, Saturday, March 27th at 10 a.m. So not next weekend, but the following weekend at the same time, I'm doing another live breathwork session for just $5. And I'm only charging a little fee to help with the Zoom and internet fees. But I have an incredible group of people who are helping me get this breathwork out there. And I'm so grateful for you. And I've been doing this for 13 years, and breathwork is it's one of the most powerful and fastest, most gentle ways to heal the mind and body. And if you're new here, I'm so excited for you to experience this session. So for today's session, please take your time, try not to rush, and try to stay here for the entire session. The hour, I know it's kind of daunting if you're new, but the hour does go by really quick. It'll feel like 15 minutes. A lot of miracles happen right around the 50 to 60-minute mark, right in the end part of the session. That's when people really just gently let go of whatever stress they've been going through, and it's a sacred moment. So, and if you knew everyone on here on the Zoom today and their hearts, just know you're in the perfect place at the perfect time to do this session. And there's incredible souls on this session. So there's so much love pouring in through these breathwork sessions. So please stick around. And if not, that's okay too. Shortly after the session, the video will be emailed to you. All right, here we go. If you need to reach me, I'm going to put my information in the chat box on the side. Let's see if that posts. Okay, so I've got, if you have any questions or concerns, you can reach me at breathworkwithkimberlyrose.com. The fastest way to reach me is through Instagram, Breathe with Kimberly Rose. And I also do one-on-one sessions privately. if you ever are interested in doing private sessions. And then today is for free, of course. I also put my donate button on the side in the chat, just for if you feel like donating anything helps, because it does cost money to operate Zoom. So, okay, I think we're ready to go. If you're just hopping on, find a comfy place to lie down and get really nice and cozy so we can receive the breathing. All right. Yay. All right. Here we go. And you can do this sitting up, but it's kind of like, would you want to get a massage sitting up? Or would you want to totally just sit back and receive? So you don't have to have your video on. This is a very sacred session, and I'm just going to be feeling with my heart, and words will come through me from my heart. So it's your choice if you want the video on or off. I can still feel the group. Okay. So before we begin, let's take 3 deep breaths into the body. Okay. And we're just going to take our time with the breathing. So don't be hard on yourself if it's like, if you don't feel like you're getting it down or you're doing it right. Just take your time. There's no rush. You have a full hour just for you. And by the end of the session, you're going to be breathing. You're just going to feel so much freer and naturally happy. Okay. So this is the breathing pattern that we're going to do. And make sure I'm at a good volume. And I'm going to start with the breathing, and just do your best to follow along with me. So this is my inhale and exhale. My inhale and exhale. I breathe in and breathe out. And right now, we're just warming up the body. We inhale and exhale. And we're just doing our best to focus on each breath in right now. So, because of all the energies going on within the body and in your life, so let's just take 3 deeper, slow breaths. Let's do about like a 5-second inhale. And then slowly exhale. And we breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Soft exhale. Beautiful. And we breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Soft exhale. There we go. And you're doing great. And when we start with the breathwork session, you may start to feel tingly warmth going through the body. You may start to feel lightheaded, and just slow the breath down. Take a sip of water if you need to. Your body is just getting really excited that you're taking this time to just breathe. Our bodies are like sponges and they just naturally hold on to so much. So take your time. There's no rush. Just doing the best you can is all that matters. And yes, you may get a little fidgety, and just let yourself fidget, let yourself move around, adjust, but keep bringing the breath down through the body. And we breathe in and breathe out. Lovely. You're doing great. And as a really loving reminder, as we're doing this in the first part of the session, try not to take what's going on outside or what's going on internally. Try not to take your mind or your symptoms personally. Just breathe. So we breathe in, we breathe out. Inhale, exhale, we breathe in, we breathe out. And you can start to feel the sensations. And let's just send 3 deeper breaths down through the body. Just send yourself some love. You are in such a safe space to do this session. And we breathe in and breathe out. And you may start to relax a little. You may start to feel a little lethargic, and blow your body up with that breath. Yes. And if you're new here, please do your best to breathe in and out through the mouth. It can be quite triggering, but I promise you, by the end of the session, you'll be able to get way more oxygen in. So if you need to, breathe through the nose. Just as long as you're getting oxygen in, that's really all that matters. And please be sure that your breath is as gentle as a whisper. But yes, this type of breath work is in and out through the mouth. So thank you for asking me. If you have any questions, you can just chat in the little chat room on the side. Okay. And coming back into the breathing. You're doing so great. Look at everything that you just went through over the last 3 weeks. And if you can, pull the oxygen down into your hips. Like sometimes people who are new to breath work, they can be afraid to breathe in because you're starting to feel all these sensations in the body. But this is very gentle. Slow it down if you need to. But I want you to power through, and your body needs that oxygen. So let's send 3 deeper breaths down through and expand the sensations and the movement going on in the body and the mind. Let your mind go wherever it goes, We're not taking it personally. We're breathing in. We breathe out. Inhale, 1, 2, 3 seconds. Soft exhale. Yes, and for those who are new, this part of the session, this is where the most activation happens, especially in the chest and in the lungs. So, wherever you are triggered in the body right now, your body might say, stop doing the breath work like this. No, no, no. Keep it gently going, because right now what's happening, wherever your body is starting to release, you're in a really safe space to open up the body and give it permission to let go. And when you breathe in and out through the mouth like this, it activates the trauma that is stored and the emotions that are stored right around your heart. So, this is why we do the breath work in and out through the mouth. I know it's hard the first part of this session. It's hard to do it if you're new to breath work. So, take a sip of water, slow down, cough, release some phlegm if you need to, wiggle around. Keep the breath, I promise you, just keep the breath moving through the lungs or the triggers that are going through the body. And then if you have to, go back to the nose breathing. Just trust yourself. But I promise you, until you're ready, and then when you're ready, come back to the mouth breathing. But if you're already starting to feel triggered in the lungs, in the shoulders, in the body, that's a good thing. Remember, we're not taking our thoughts or symptoms personally. Just keep breathing through. Okay, so let's send ourselves some more loving, deeper, supportive breaths. As okay, this is not easy. Almost 200 people registered and 40 people showed up. That's how powerful this is. And it's not easy in the first part of the session. So be loving on yourself. Okay, let's be loving. Let's be kind. Okay, so follow along with my breathing. You're doing such a great job, and you've showed up. So, wherever you have triggers in the body, I want you to imagine blowing up your lungs, your shoulders, blowing up the sensations through the body. I want you to imagine blowing it up like a balloon. There we go. See if you can make a little more space through your body. You're doing great. And we breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, exhale. You're doing great. And now, in the session, see if you can send the breath down into your legs. Yeah, just see if you can. I know it can be a little scary when you experience these sensations, but see if you can breathe through it. I know you can do it. I've made it through many sessions, so I know it's in there. Don't give up. And it's really important that you come back into the mouth breathing. Here we go. Right. And this breathing pattern, we're going to move into the pattern now where it is a flow. So there's no pause, no holding. If you hear a baby breathe or animals, they never pause their breath. And they're just inhale, exhale. So we inhale, soft exhale. Inhale, soft exhale. And again, give yourself some time. It takes time for the body to adjust because we hold our breath all the time. So if you're triggered right now, take 3 loving, really slow, deep breaths in. And it should be really soft. Do not push, do not force. Your breath is going to take care of you. Yeah. And don't worry. Just keep focusing on your breath, and the breath will bring you back into the body. Yeah, there's so much activation that happens during this part of the session. And believe me, it can be really triggering, almost piss you off. It's like, why can't I relax yet? So if you, some people might be super relaxed right now, and some people, you're just releasing, almost can't sit still. That happens for me all the time. Okay. And just being really loving on yourself. We breathe in. Soft exhale. Inhale. Soft exhale. And you're doing so amazing. You're doing so great through these times. So see if you can just kind of ease off. Quit putting so much pressure on yourself. And just imagine someone massaging your whole body, and just focus on the breath in and soft exhale. We breathe in and exhale. You're doing great. And now, this part of the session, see if you can expand your chest and your belly at the same time. So, you may have constriction wherever you have, like it might be hard for you to breathe into your belly or into your chest. And that means that's a great area for you to pull in some breath, pull in some oxygen. And maybe that's, yeah. And some people are releasing, some people do cry during the session. So it's also a really good thing. So your body's going to do whatever it's going to do. So let's send about a 5-second breath in down into your chest and the belly. Soft exhale. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Soft exhale. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Soft exhale. And someone just asked if you can do this pregnant. Absolutely. This is actually where breath work came from. It, I can tell you about it another time, but this was definitely, I've worked with a lot of pregnant mamas, and it just helps the mind and the body. When the mom is relaxed, the baby relaxes. So if you are pregnant, just send the baby some love. Just kind of rock yourself through the session. And, even for me, like, when you have you're breathing and you're getting oxygen to the symptoms in your body, and you want the symptoms gone. Like, it's like you don't have control over the session, and that's totally natural. Okay, just know that you are in a safe and protected space, and trust yourself, trust the breath. There's nothing but love and support coming through on this session. And you're almost to the part where the body really starts to relax and just breathe. For those of you who, if this might be hard to do. Okay, you're almost to that part where the body has released the stress. Okay, doing your best to follow my breath. And you may experience your jaw kind of tightening. So follow my lead. Just kind of open your mouth. It'll almost sound like you're inhaling an ah. Yeah, and someone wrote, it seems like we should have our jaw relaxed by now. No, if you carry a lot of stress in your jaw is going to be tightening. So this is why I say we're not taking our symptoms personally. Allow your body, allow your body to get tight. Just embrace whatever the body is doing. It's perfect and it's part of the session. And if you're experiencing whatever symptoms in the body or tightness in the jaw, that means the breathing is working and your jaw is starting to release all that stress that gets stored in there. So you're right on track. You're doing great. So wherever you have symptoms in the body, I know it can be hard, but try to just send some loving deep breaths into the symptoms or the sensations. We're almost to the part where we're going to speak out if the symptoms could speak what they're trying to say. So yeah, move around, pop, cough, stretch your jaw, whatever you got to do. Yep. Everyone's bodies should be pretty activated right now. Okay. And let's just do 1 minute of breathing. And then I'm going to ask you a couple questions and it will help with the release. You're doing great. We're already halfway done through the session. All right. And as you breathe, just allowing your body knows how to heal itself. It knows exactly what to do, allowing it to do whatever it came here to do. And just your job is to focus on the breath in and soft exhale. And no matter what type of breath work or breathing exercises you've done, please try to do it this way. This is gentle and still very transformative. There's a gentle way of healing. And as you breathe, allowing your thoughts to go where they go. And as you breathe in and breathe out, imagine the tide, an ocean wave coming into the shore. gentle, and the tide goes back out. The tide comes in. The tide goes out. Okay, sweet souls, you're doing beautifully. This is not easy to get through. Take a sip of water if you need to. Um, okay, we're going to do this amazing speaking process. So, wherever you have the most energy in the body, shoulders, stomach, jaw, hands, yeah, chest, whatever. That's so amazing. It's so good. Trust me. The body is releasing, and you're doing a great job. Okay, so let's take 3 loving deep breaths wherever you are experiencing sensations in the body. And this is the part of the session where people, they kind of just like check out or don't want to keep going. This is a very important part of the session. Your body is releasing a lot. So hang in there with me, okay? We're all getting through this together. Okay. So here's the speaking process. First, let's take a big, deep, loving breath into the body. And repeat after me. If the feelings or sensations in my body could speak, what they're trying to say is, and I want you to speak out the first thing that comes to you. If this feeling or sensation in my body could speak, what it's trying to say is, just speak it out, whatever comes to you. And then find your breath. The breath is what helps your body let go. So send in 3 loving deep breaths. We'll do it again. Don't worry if nothing came through, it's okay. You're still breathing through it, it's still working. You're right where you're supposed to be. You are loved, safe, and supported with each breath that you take. Nothing bad's going to happen. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example. So keep the breath going. So let's say, for example, if the feeling or sensation in my body could speak, what it's trying to say is, I'm not enough. Like, no matter what, it's just like nothing has been enough, or it never works out. I'm just giving an example. Um, that could be an example, or I don't want to be here, or, just whatever comes through for you. I'm just giving examples. So I want you, as you're breathing, to be as honest as possible. This is your session for you, and you are in a safe and loving space to heal and to let go. And yeah, okay, so here we go. Let's take in 3 deep, loving breaths down through the body. And let yourself really sink into the sensations and connect with what the body really wants to tell you right now. Okay, repeat after me. If the feelings or sensations in my body could speak, what they are really trying to say is, and then speak it out. Don't be afraid or ashamed to just speak out your truth. Speak out what's coming through for you. What's the first thing that you see or hear or feel? There you go. And let's send another deep, loving breath down through the body. Yeah. And someone just wrote, my whole body is spinning. Yeah. So you're safe. That means your body is releasing so much. So something you can say is, if the spinning in my body could speak, what it's trying to release is, and then just speak out, what is all that energy? What's spinning out of your body? And you don't always have to get an answer, but it does. I take people through this process because it helps you speak it out. So I see, let's say you have energy in your throat or in your chest. So repeating after me, if the feeling or sensation in my chest and throat could speak, what it really needs to say is, and get it out of your body. No one can hear you. It's safe to speak up. No one's going to hurt you. Yeah, great. So the spinning, she said, that helped so much. I'm so glad. So we are nearing the, we're a little halfway over the session. We're coming into the completion part of the 60 minutes. So this is going to help when you speak out what your body's trying to say. So we're you are safe, loved, and supported. I'm right by your side. The divine is right by your side all the way through this. And so let's get right back into the breathing. And yes, someone just asked, is it normal to be super cold? Yes, absolutely. I'm freezing right now and I did not grab a blanket. So usually what that means is the fear is releasing. Cold is fear. So let's, no matter what you're experiencing right now, this is the most important part, to keep the breath going through the body. And before you know it, we will be done with the session. So let's get right back into the breathing. Okay, so someone just wrote that they are freezing. So if you are cold right now, send 3 really warm, deep, loving breaths down through the body and totally trust your body. Trust the symptoms and repeat after me. The reason why I'm cold or freezing is because the reason why I'm freezing is because just speak out the first thing that comes to you. Yeah. And whatever word it is that describes what you're feeling or going through, so you just take that word. Maybe it's sad, angry, annoyed, whatever the word is that describes. So we take a big deep breath in through the body and repeating after me. Let's ask the body another question. If this feeling or sensation in my body could speak, what it wants me to know is, and then just speak it out. Speak out what your body wants you to know. Yeah. And for those of you who are really going through it right now, I see you're kicking ass. You're doing great. And this type of breath work, it can trigger your birth trauma. So if you've had a traumatic birth coming out of the womb, it can definitely activate that past stuff, our first breath of life. So, when we go through stuff and we hold our breath, think of our first breath of life. For most of us, it was rushed, cut the cord quick. Okay. So I really want you to take your time and be really loving. The past year has been absolutely bonkers. And as you're breathing, you're giving your body that space and the time to gently dissolve it. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to change your mind. You don't have to change anything about you. You just breathe. And that breath is going to take care of you. And if you are going through it, if you need to write in the chat, just don't make sure you do not unmute yourself. And we breathe in. You are safe. You are safe. And just slowing the anxiety, the worries, fears, or doubts, the resentments, the guilt, the shame, just slowing everything down, whatever you might be experiencing. And if you need to, put your hands on your heart. And just breathe with me. You are so powerful. You are so brave. Look at what you've made it through over the last year. You are so brave. You are so safe. Yeah, you are a warrior. Yeah, it's safe for me to trust myself. It's safe for me to trust myself. There you go. Look at you've made it through this far. Yeah, take a sip of water. You're doing so great. Yeah. And let's just pull in some love. We're just in a world where it's like, gotta be perfect, gotta have it right, gotta look this way, gotta do it this way, gotta do it that way. And let's just be you. Let's just be ourselves and just breathe. Gotta be a good mother, you know, like forget about it. Let's just breathe. I gotta do these sessions right. Gotta look this way. It's just so much pressure. Gotta make it through. How are we gonna do it? How are we gonna make it through the times? Vaccinations, not vaccinations, school, no school. How am I gonna do it? Mask, no mask. All the layers. It's so triggering. Friends, no friends. A lot of purging, a lot of really coming into your truth and what is it that you want and what is it that you are creating for your life, not mine, not anyone else's. Yeah, and just totally trusting yourself through. This is your life, your world. Doing beautifully. There we go. You are strong enough to get through this. With each breath that I take, I am strong enough to get through this. The breath is showing me. The breath is showing me exactly what I need to see to get through. Breath is life. It's safe to be alive. It's safe to be here through these times. And so, no matter what you're experiencing in your life, symptoms, relationships, all the changes that you have freaking warriored through, BTW, I want you to just pull in that strength because you are a lot stronger than you think you are. We are a million times stronger. And let's pull that strength in. So let's take 3 deeper breaths. I want you to breathe in about 5 seconds long. Soft exhale. And again, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Soft exhale. Don't be afraid. I know the sensations suck. I know. But your body is going to love you for this after the session. Maybe not during, but after. And again, we pull the breath in. And we inhale. And I want you to go for it. I know there's a lot of people I can't see. And maybe you might just taking like little sips of breaths in. I want you, if you haven't been going for it yet, I want you to go for it with me. It's all about that big breath in and opening up your body because you're safe, you're protected. The more light that you have in you, which the breath brings light, you are the temple. Breath is life. And the more you can breathe in and just warrior through this, it's like it's an armor. It's a strength I can't describe. And as you breathe in, I want it to feel like a rubber band. It'll feel like a rubber band is like stretching your muscles. You'll feel the blood flow through your veins. You'll feel your heart beating. And we're coming into the last part of the session, and but also be very kind and gentle. So you should not feel like you're hyperventilating at all. You should just be, it should be like as soft as a whisper. And notice how different your body feels from almost an hour ago. Just notice, okay? And also it's safe to let go. If you have a hard time letting go, it's okay. You know, um, we use our body symptoms to protect us. And so, like if you have anxiety or, just whatever comes, whatever surfaces. So, or a hip pain or a stomach pain or headaches, we get these symptoms and it almost is like as a protection. And so you're breathing all this love and light into the body and it's releasing it because you don't need it anymore. So yeah, and some of you may be really relaxed right now and feel sleepy, and that's good. The body is, you are releasing and the body is letting go. So no matter what you're going through right now, send 3 deeper breaths down through the body. In this part of the session, see if you can breathe. You'll feel your chest and your belly in synchronicity. So try to breathe all the way down into your hips, into your knees, into your toes. And as you breathe, the breath is so slow. You're going to feel the chest and the belly move together. And your body's going to love you for it. Keep it going. And as you're breathing, so when you inhale, the chest, the belly expand with the breath in. And as they exhale, they gently fall back into the body. So we breathe in. It opens up like a balloon and then it just deflates really calmly, really natural. Beautifully. You're doing great. And just know with each breath that you take, it's safe to let go. It's safe to let go. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to be doing it this way or that way, right or wrong, good or bad. Just breathe. We don't have to figure it out right now. We're just breathing. And some of you may be really relaxed right now, and some of you might be really fidgety, and that's not a bad thing. You're still releasing so much. You're going to feel totally different over the next 10 minutes. So, it's all about that breath in. We inhale, exhale, exhale. Breathe with me. Breathing through the dizziness, breathing through the vibrations and sensations. Just keep that breath going. We are in the final release of your hour session. Yeah. And as you breathe, you can feel your connection and you can really feel your aliveness. And my gosh, doesn't it feel good to be alive? You can feel your power. You can feel how the body naturally heals itself. As you breathe, it's just adjusting. You don't have to think differently. You don't have to do anything but just breathe. And it's going to do all the work for you. Your body has its own intelligence. And just breathe in your aliveness. It's safe to be and to feel alive. It's safe to thrive through these times. It's safe to be a success just as you are. It's safe to be beautiful. It's safe to be strong. It's safe to be powerful. It's safe for you to speak your truth and really pull the breath down through your body. Give yourself that love and support. We're almost done. You're doing so amazing. You've made it this far. It's so great. And we breathe in. And this is the most loving and gentle release of the whole hour session. And this is the part of the session where see if you can really slow the mind and body down and kind of rock back and forth, sink into your sensations, and just trusting your body. You are safe, loved, protected. You are supported. You are heard. You are heard. The more you speak your truth, the more you speak up how you're really doing, and the more love and support can come in, and the more your body can really operate for you. Our bodies sometimes get symptoms in the body to slow us down and to stop us from going. And maybe in a certain direction we think we should go, but then everything stops and the symptoms stop us. And our symptoms are here, the sensations, they're here to help guide us and lead us into a better direction, even if we can't see it quite yet. So just trusting your body and just loving and embracing the symptoms, the sensations, whatever you have experienced over the last year. Just breathing in, send your body some love. Your body, it's like when we get that gut feeling, and a lot of times, if you're like me, I don't listen to my gut feeling. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And it's like, oh, I should have listened to myself. I knew better. And I still didn't trust myself fully. And so let's trust our bodies that they know what to do. And I want you to pull 3 deeper breaths down through the body. I can feel everyone. This is so powerful. I'm amazed. I'm blown away by you, and thank you for being here. So, just 2 more minutes. Let's just send some deep, loving breaths. And even if it's hard to breathe in, I really want you to breathe in. It should be like a big, big breath balloon, big breath in. There we go. And pull the breath in. As your body's releasing. Wow. You've done so good. Yeah, just rocking yourself. Take a sip of water if you need to. And in the next 30 seconds or so, for the next 30 seconds, I want you to embrace your aliveness and the tingling and all the movement going on in your cells. I want you to breathe in for about 5 seconds. And you'll feel it going back down through your back into your belly. I want you to breathe right in between your legs. And really send the breath down through the body. I mean, our bodies do so much for us. Our bodies put up with us. Our bodies put up with our egos. And our body is the temple. So just sending it some love. It knows what to do, it knows how to heal itself naturally. Oh, you're doing so amazing. Okay, and before we close the session, let's Some of you might be releasing a lot right now. So let's just kind of speak out what's going on with the symptoms. So, taking a few deeper breaths down through the body and connect with what's, how are you feeling and what's really going on, you know, and connect with the sensations, whatever you may be feeling. And repeat after me. If the feelings or sensations in my body could speak, what they're really trying to say is, and then just speak it out. If the feelings or sensations in my body could speak, what they're really trying to say is, and get it out of your throat, get it out of your body. What's it trying to say? And this is the part of the session where people's bodies release. So try to stay on for just a few minutes. This is where the body releases. So, don't check out, don't leave just yet. Hang out. This is where the body releases, like at the last second. This is where the miracles come through. So just you've already breathed for a full 60 minutes. So now I'm kind of just easing you out of the session. So, okay, everyone take 3 deep breaths down through the body. You're doing so good, so good, so good. All right, and repeat after me. If the feelings or sensations in my body could speak, what they want me to know is, and speak the first thing that comes to you. What is the first thing that comes to you? Yeah, and as we're gently coming out of the session, I'm just naturally kind of just rocking back and forth. And let's just take one more minute to breathe, and then you may turn on your side. And some of you may be still releasing a lot, real tingly or whatever you're going through. Some people do cry a lot, and that's just part of the session. Just know you are loved, you are safe, and there's so much light coming through you right now. Nothing bad's going to happen. You did great. And take 3 deep, loving breaths all the way down through the body. In the stillness I am safe. In the stillness I am free. In the stillness I am coming home to me. And just feeling your stillness, the sensations, how connected you are, all the visions, everything that you just experienced over the last hour. And let's just take a moment just for you. In the stillness I am safe. In the stillness I am free. In the stillness I am coming home to me. All right. And if you feel that you are complete, you may turn on your side and just stretch. Go back to your regular breathing. You might be feeling some wild sensations going on. Your aliveness. You did it. You just breathed for a full hour. Bravo. It is not easy the first session to get through that. Or any session really if you're going through a lot of stress. So you did it. I'm so happy for you guys, ladies and gents. Okay, so some of you that might be still releasing, just hang on for a few minutes. Some people like to share, so don't rush yet. If you need to go, thank you so much for being here, and please friend request me or find me on Instagram, Breathe with Kimberly Rose, and I'd love to hear your experience or chat in the chat to the side. So kick booty, you guys did amazing. Okay, I cannot wait to hear how everyone's doing. So if you need to go. And would anyone like to share how you're doing?
I'll share. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi, Olivia.
Hi. I feel amazing. So I've done a couple of these with you, and I love how everyone makes me feel different. Like sometimes I get like really emotional and like really sad stuff comes up, but this one I felt so like empowered. Like throughout the whole thing, it's like my body was telling me everything I needed to hear mentally, just like I'm strong, I'm gonna get through this. You know, I feel like I was literally smiling through like half of it. I feel so good. I feel so good. So thank you.
Yay, I'm so glad. It's so amazing seeing you and others come back because like first sessions are hard. So you got to give breath work like 2 or 3 times and then like for some people. You just
Right.
got to give it a few tries. So I'm so glad. And then after you've released some of the trauma and whatever's going on in the body, um it's something about doing 3 sessions, and then after the second or third session, then it's not like crazy wild. It's just like you can sit back and just be blissed out for an hour. So
That's exactly how it was.
I'm so glad, and you're just beaming. Your eyes are
I'm so happy. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm about to like go outside, sit in the sun now. I feel so good.
Oh, I'm so happy. And thank you. Thanks for being here. And thank you for sharing, because I know you always share on Instagram and tell people. So
Oh,
thank you,
for sure.
girlfriend.
I'm gonna keep doing it too.
Yay. Yay. Thank you. You rock.
Thank you.
All right. Would anyone else like to share?
I wanted to just say something really quick,
Okay.
if that's okay. I've never done this type of breath work this extensively. I've just learned a little bit, just in yoga sessions, or I'm a massage therapist. So this has really helped me to emphasize a lot of times, especially since COVID has, my work has resumed with my client base. I can tell there's so much stored in those muscles and in the nervous system. And I really had to focus on breathing with almost every client, to help them just sync up their own breathing to their own bodies and connect the two and let their muscles release. So thank you for helping me to like really learn. But then also I have too much to even share. I went through every experience like I had an absolute breakthrough that I have been needing. I've been wanting to reach out to my counselor, my therapist for a while now because of so much I've been dealing with, but I've had a mind block, and I feel like this, I'm sorry if I'm making you emotional. I don't know if you saw, I had many like breakdowns. Like, I mean, I might have had the birthing experience that you mentioned because I got a clog in my throat that I had to sit up and cough out. That was crazy. And I needed this so much. I had so much healing, so much healing. I've been hanging on to way too much junk, way too much junk. So I went through I can't even explain, but my thoughts came feeling very empowered. Like the girl had just shared, I can't believe how much I needed to reconnect with myself and recognize my own power and recognize that I've got this, and where I've been lacking isn't my fault. I just needed to get back into my own power and reconnect, and really helped kick it off. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I watched you the whole time. I was like, wow, you are totally kicking ass. I mean, most people, because if they go through that much, they stop the breath work because they're like, oh, and it's amazing you kept going, because I bet you did amazing, and you should feel amazing for like the next month.
Oh, thank
And
you.
yeah, I, I, I get emotional at the very end because I'm breathing almost the full hour with everyone. And then I'm releasing now. Like I kind of released during the session, but so I cry like a baby at the end of these sessions. So don't mind me. All right. Lauren?
Just really quick, not to take more time, but do you suggest when it's really like some of the times my whole rib cage was trembling, like I could feel my breath getting stuck around my heart. It was almost like I needed to like clear and let it flow, but it was like vibrating for a minute. Do you suggest just keep breathing through it?
Yeah, just try to be really gentle. And it's like, how do we not take the symptoms personally? Because it's a lot. But you just slow down and just keep breathing, because it will pass. And then it's like speaking the chest out. If this could speak or if it could release what it's trying to say is. And then normally when we speak it out, it'll release. But man, everyone kicked booty today. I'm just so touched.
Hello.
Thank you for sharing. Hi, Lauren. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you're talking to me, Lauren.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, Lauren, go ahead.
Okay. I just want to thank you so much. This was my first breathwork experience, and I've been experiencing some arthritis in my hands. And the first thing that my body sensation was my hands went completely asleep and numb. And pretty soon, the first thing that you had said, I felt like you were just talking directly to me. I'm sorry. It said, let go of the old. And then the second time you said, my whole body started shaking, trembling. My jaw was chattering. And then you said, what is it telling you again? So, and I heard, I don't know if I'm strong enough to do it. I don't know if I'm strong enough to walk this path. And you talked about motherhood, and you talked about all the pressure we're under and the decisions and going your own way and trusting that. And for me, that's been really scary. And then you said, what are the next thing you kept asking? And it was so good. And it said, I'm really scared because I feel alone, and my whole body just trembling, shaking. I'm still shaking. Like I just realized how much fear I was releasing. And I just realized when you said, what is that next symptom that's coming through? And it is the fear in my body releasing. And I'm still shaking. Is that normal? I'm still shaking.
Yeah. If you need to just, you know, after you're done sharing, just take a couple minutes to just keep the breath going.
Okay.
Because everyone's still releasing right now. And so, yeah, just kind of just breathe for a couple minutes, and it's just like your aliveness, and all your cells are like fully alive, and you release so much stuff like fear or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so now you're gonna have like a new body.
Thank you so much. It was incredible. And I can't wait to come back again and tell my friends about this and get on board, and you are awesome. I mean, you are magic. When you were singing that song, I was like, this is deep in my soul. Like it was amazing. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. You so rock. Kathleen.
Hi, love.
Oh my gosh, I got emotional when I didn't know you were on here.
I've been on here and it's just overwhelming to see where you've gone on your path, knowing, you from way back when, and what a bliss session. Oh my God, amazing. You are just a master. It's just beautiful to see, and what you're sharing with the world. And God, amazing. You're doing it, girl. Oh man, you're good. You are good. I just wanted to say I love you, and I'm going to be doing more with you. I can't wait. You got this COVID brought this Zoom thing, and it's just bringing it to the world. So keep going. I love you very much.
Thank you. I love you so much. I'm so grateful. Kathleen, like, a lot of people don't know my story yet because I haven't had time to talk about it, but I was living in Bend, Oregon, and no one, like, I finally figured out how to do breath work. I had like, 5 or 4 years under my belt, and no one would do it, and no one would pay me for the session. So I did free work for all these years, right? And then I packed up in my little geo tracker, and I had $90, and God told me to go down south. So I went with $90 in my account. I ended up in Santa Barbara. I was doing like breathwork session after breathwork session and living out of my suitcase. It was such an adventure, but also very stressful when you have no money. And anyway, it was perfect for me. And then I met Kathleen. She somehow came to my breathwork class, and I always walked past her Airstream. And it was so, anyway, she let me live in her Airstream for a couple months for free. And I'm telling you, I had like $50 in my account always. I never had more. So
it was a blessing for me because I got her private in my life. So it was a win-win for sure.
Oh, you're such an angel. So that was
look at you. I'm just stoked.
I was like, thank you. Love you too. That was like 7 years ago. And so, just like the growth of what you have to, like, trying to get people to breathe. It's one of the hardest jobs.
We need it. And you're doing it. And look at all these people that have benefited from it and are continuing. And we got to share it because it's so powerful. We need it.
And we can breathe for free, and so I just want to keep putting this out there because I know everyone needs they just need to know how to breathe properly, and your whole life changes. So anyway, that's why I'm so emotional. You're such a blessing. Thank you for sharing that, because I can be so hard on myself and like, why am I not there yet? And
you're there. It's a precipice. It's going. I'm there with you.
So amazing. And was my head shaved when I met you? I can't know. I think I had really short hair.
Saw the pictures though.
Yeah. Okay. I love you. You're so awesome. Such a gift. Okay. Nicole.
Yeah. Hi. How are you?
Hi, gorgeous.
So I would like to share. When I do breath work, I usually go really, really quiet and zen. And I mean, honestly, I usually fall asleep, I'm sure, at some point, and at some point I go unconscious. But today was something different. Like, I've had a week that has been unrivaled in stress, and the last 4 days have been a living nightmare. And I've just been sitting around, like, not even sure what to do with the time I have. Like, I'm so frozen in fear and panic and stress and anxiety and all of the things that I don't want to stress you out talking about, that today, almost immediately, like maybe within the first 3.5 minutes, I just started sobbing. I was just sobbing, heaving. Like, that entire hour I've just spent crying and trying to keep with the breath, trying to remember that, like, that's important. That's the symptom you're talking about. It's okay. Like, it's okay to feel this way, and it's okay to get really emotional. And then sometime around, like, I don't know, 40 minutes, when I was breathing out, I was breathing in and sobbing, and the breathing out started turning into this ridiculous laughter. Nothing's funny. Trust me, nothing is funny. But I was like, it was almost, I don't know. It was just really powerful. And then by the end of it, I was starting to remember some of the stuff you had to say, like, really helped. I was feeling a little stronger than I normally do, and I was feeling able to be honest with myself more than I normally am. And um I don't know. Thank you. By the end, the last 5 minutes, I must have blacked out a little bit, but when you started singing, I came back around, and I actually feel a little bit calmer for the first time in maybe a week. So I'm sure this isn't done, and maybe I'll go throw myself into the bathtub next and soak it out. But but thank you. I don't It was really, 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 really needed today. And also, this is the most extreme response I've ever had to breath work, and I've been doing it for a while. So
Oh, oh,
so
thank
thank
you
you.
for sharing, Nicole.
Yeah.
I know you've been doing breath work longer than me, I think. At
Yeah, I
least
think we met at a yeah, we
13,
met at a
14
breathwork class.
years.
Yep.
I'm so
Mm.
grateful for you. I'm so glad. So, I mean, something for everyone is just give yourself a few days. You did all the work, so you don't need to do anything else. Just take a few days. And I'm so glad that you released so much. I know I hear you on the last 4 days. I don't know what the heck. I almost like was like, how am I going to do this breathwork session? Like, things have been that intense, and Lord, okay. But anyway, we just show up and breathe, and the breath takes care of us. So I'm so glad. Thank you for sharing. Beautiful. And if you can, just kind of just hang out, and just if you just take a couple minutes to just breathe before you go, and it'll help. It takes a good 20 minutes to kind of come back into the body from that session. Ah, you guys are so amazing. Okay. Who else would like to share?
I'd like to share.
Hi, Holly.
Hi. I had a crazy experience. um, so when you were asking the body, like, the messages that it wanted to tell us, or tell myself, one of them was that it was safe for me to take up space. And then you mentioned birth trauma. And all of a sudden, like, I just was sobbing and sobbing and sobbing. And it just clued in, or it just dawned on me that I'm a twin. And when I was in utero, they didn't know I was there. So it was like this crazy, like, such a powerful release that, like, I still, it's just like, it's crazy, beautiful, and wonderful that happened. And, like, I have thyroid disease. So I was, like, focusing on my throat, and that's where the messages came from. And I was like, oh my God. So, and I've been doing healing work for so many years trying to figure out these symptoms. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, it totally clicked in some fascinating, amazing way. So thank you so much. It was
Oh,
beautiful.
that's so great. And for the twins, for the twinsy affirmations, I'm a wonderful surprise. You're a wonderful surprise.
Oh, that's lovely. Yes, thank you.
You are a wonderful surprise. So that's something that I haven't, because things have just been so wild. I'm slowly moving into what breath work is really all about. I take people back to their conception, their 9 months in the womb, and then their first experience of coming out of the womb, which for a lot of people was traumatic. And
Yeah.
so you don't even have to really know that much about your birth. So I'm going to, in the near future, be talking about this a lot, and then how to use breath work to heal that. I mean, imagine they don't know you're coming, and like the nerves, how
Yeah.
I mean, or however you might have been feeling, like,
Well,
there's another
yeah, and
baby, like,
utero, like not being able to take up space, and how
yeah,
I
that
felt like my
too.
whole life. And I don't know a lot about that story. I just know like those details, but to know like the physiological impact on my body now
Oh,
is just so
yes.
profound.
And,
Yeah.
it's safe for me to be here. It's safe for me to take up space.
Yeah.
It's like, cause you might, what happens from our birth, get these patterns from our birth, even in utero, like, it's like tippy toes, don't want to take up too much space. And then you might live your whole life like that. And so
Yeah.
the breath will move you through it. So that, I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah. It was so
That's huge.
powerful. So thank
Thank you for sharing that. That is so exciting. And you're a gift and a blessing. I'm trying to think of affirmations that I have for twin births. It's safe to be first. It's I'm innocent for being first or second. I'm innocent for being here.
you. Yeah.
Just that's really, really big.
Yeah. I feel like it's huge. And I've been like searching and like doing this work for so long, and looking for like, not that there's one final piece to the puzzle, but I was looking for it, and I feel like this was such a huge piece of it. So
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
So
Thank you. I love breath work. It brings you whatever you need in the moment for everyone. That's why I love it. I'm not telling you what to do. You just keep breathing and it shows you.
Yeah. And
So,
even at the very beginning, when you said to embrace your symptoms, I had the same reaction of just crying and sobbing and not really knowing where it was coming from, but just letting it move through. Because so often for myself, having symptoms, it's like I don't like them, and I get mad at them, and I get angry with myself. And so like to actually embrace them and to feel the energy in my body in a loving way was so powerful again. So yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. I'm so glad. Thank you so much. Thanks for showing up. All right. Would anyone else like to share? And happy birthday, Erin.
Thanks. That was the best birthday gift. I knew it would be. Yeah, I like want to share, but it's so hard to boil it down to anything like expressible. But I feel like, I mean, I think I've mentioned this before, but I just have such a hard time feeling connected to my body, or I'm gonna get emotional, but like I've had kind of a just spiritual journey trying to figure out like what religion and all, just it's really complicated, and it's been hard over the last few years especially, but I I feel so connected to the divine when I do this, and it's like it's just I can't put words to it, but it's what I've been craving, and I used to kind of, scrape the tip of the iceberg, I guess, with religion. But I've since kind of gone a different direction. But this is just like to feel one with God again. I owe you so much gratitude. I can't tell you how much I need that. And then to be reaffirmed, like when I hear people come on after and say, I felt really empowered by today's session, and like I don't know how we're all connected. Like we're literally on Zoom, but we're having some divine experience together. And it's just really like affirming to me that divine source, God, whatever you want to call it, him, her, is there and is like giving giant hugs to all of us right now, because it's just hard to be a human right now. So thank you. This is a very good birthday gift.
Oh, happy birthday. And Thank you for sharing that. And I'm so glad that you shared that because with everything going on, even the last 2 weeks, I hate when I can't feel that connection. I feel like something's wrong with me. I feel like I'm not doing a good enough job. And then the voice comes in. It's like, all you got to do is show up and breathe. You'll feel that connection again. But I will tell you this, since we just talked about the birth, I was a planned C-section. And so I'm just kind of planting seeds right now, because eventually sometime in the next month or two, I'm going to really start talking about this. Like if you were born with a cord around your neck, like you said, you feeling the body, that, if there was a lot of drugs at your birth. So for me, I'm a C-section. There's a lot of drugs at the birth that get passed down into the baby. I feel most alive when I'm numbed out. So when I'm stressed, the last 3 weeks, what have I been doing? Well, luckily I'm still sober. I'm almost 7 months sober. But man, I ate, and I wasn't eating, like I was emotionally stuffing I wasn't eating clean foods the last few weeks. That's just how I was handling my stress. And then when I'm not connected, but I'm numbing out. So anyway, so I don't know if you know anything about your birth, or if there was a lot of drugs at your birth, but sometimes, or if you were pulled out with forceps or suctioned out, that can keep us, but finding the breath, even just 5 minutes
Yeah.
of breathing, it connects us. And it
Yeah.
gets rid of mindless, silly chatter that always goes through my brain.
Exactly. Oh, I'm for sure the queen of numbing. I mean, my birth, from what I know, I have my sweet mother, who I adore, had a stillborn baby before me. So I think there was a ton of anxiety, and like she was terrified that she was going to lose another, because it was like completely unexpected. She was 9 months pregnant and the baby died. So I think she was like, had so much stress, and I'm sure lots of cortisol was flowing during my last few days in the womb. But yeah, that's really fascinating to know. Of course it matters. Like, it's like we don't think about our births, but of course that matters and impacts the way we grow and become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, and
Thank you.
enjoy your aliveness.
Yes, I will, very much.
And thank you. And thanks for your husband. Josh has helped me so much. Like, I'm not good with Zoom, and he's helped me grow through
He's a
it.
gem.
Just coming out of paralyzation.
Josh always gets paralyzed after these, so he just sits and watches.
I just get stuck. So
yeah, that's okay. All right. Thank you. You guys are awesome. So grateful. Thank you for everyone who has shared, or would anyone else like to share?
Hello, I'll share if we
Beautiful.
still have some time. Hello, my name's Kelly. This is my second session with you, my third breathwork session in general. And just from the get-go, you just kept saying things that, like someone else mentioned, it's almost like it was a one-on-one, like you were talking to me. You kept mentioning, the last 3 weeks, and sure enough, for me, has been exactly 3 weeks of just a lot of emotional heaviness. I'll share briefly. I'm a foster mom, and I had my first, or what was supposed to be my first placement, of just about 3 weeks ago. So I spent about a week, bonding with this preemie baby who had been exposed to meth in utero. And so, it's a tough situation. But then 2 days into being home, family members came out of the woodworks, and they got emergency approval. And so I had to surrender him, I guess, for lack of a better word. So it's been very tough on me, even if it was just that short period of time. It's been very tough on me. And so it's brought up feelings of just loss and grief from losing my boyfriend 3 years ago. So anyways, after about 10 days, I realized, okay, this is not washing off, I'm carrying this. So just 3 days ago, I went to therapy. Yesterday I did a support group through the Agape Spiritual Center. I don't know if any of you know it, here in LA. And then today, this, I had even forgotten that I had signed up for this, because I even, just with all this, I kind of removed myself from social media for right now. I just kind of need a break from everything. So yeah, so it's just everything you kept saying. I think a lot of the heaviness that I've been feeling the last 3 weeks is that nobody really knows I'm doing this foster thing. So it's a very lonely road. And the few handful of people that have, they just don't know how to support me. So you also kept mentioning you are loved and supported, which is what I have been lacking these last 3 weeks. Or at least that's how I felt, right? So everything you just kept saying, it just felt like you were speaking to me. It felt very reassuring. And, of course, I had my crying moments throughout the session. But yeah, I just feel better. I feel better all around, and I'm more sure than ever that I do want to keep going with this. For a moment I had doubt, and that was one of the things that I kind of released as you were guiding us. Just releasing that little doubt that creeps up in your head of, why am I doing this? In a sense, I'm setting myself up for more heartache, but I just, I think I just feel more sure than ever that I do want to continue doing this, even if it's, difficult along the road. So yeah, so thank you so much for everything.
Oh, thank you for sharing. And I think the first thing that just comes to my heart is just like, what an angel you are that you got to be put into that baby's life. That groundedness and that space. And it's going to help that baby so much. But I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
Thank you. Yeah, and I, throughout the session, I also kind of just visualized him and just try to send some healing to him, as you were mentioning, the birth traumas and all that. So it was all sort of resonating in one way or another. And it
Yeah,
just, I had hoped that, that I could help him guide him through
absolutely.
life and heal him to some extent,
Oh, absolutely.
but
Without a doubt.
yeah,
Like
so
you just,
unfortunately couldn't stay, but I still visualized him and just kind of sent that healing love to him. So
yeah, you saved his life. So even that moment.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. And as a reminder, in 2 weeks, I'm doing another session for $5. So every session is totally different. Just keep coming back. I healed myself within 9 months of breath work. I healed myself of probably 90% of the chronic stuff I was going through, or emotional stuff. My first session, I was raised with nuns. So when I was a little girl, I was always put down for being myself. And then I numbed myself out my entire life with drugs or alcohol, because I could never be myself. And it's the only way to cope through it. And then I did a breathwork session and I'm like, oh, I can be myself. No one's going to punish me. So I saw all the nuns and being shamed for being myself. Anyway, so that was my first experience of breath work. And when I saw how much released in that hour, I was like, wow, I need to keep this going. So just I just invite you to keep it going. Okay, I see someone's hand. Oh, Valerie, yes. You please unmute yourself.
Hi, yes, I joined late because I've had a migraine the last couple of days. But then I saw that it had started and I went, oh, I was starting to come out of my migraine. But anyway, so I joined like halfway through and I thought, well, I'll just listen because I don't think I'm going to be able to participate much. But I did participate and it helped me release a lot. I did a lot of crying and that really helped me. And I just want to thank you for doing this because I need to remember that a lot of the time, these symptoms that I have are trying just to slow me down or to wake me up to thoughts that are going through my head. I've had a ton of anxiety lately, just 24/7. So that's really helpful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Valerie. I'm so glad that you showed up because it's insane what happens before the breathwork sessions, like even symptoms. You should see me. I'm totally losing my stuff before these sessions and I get headaches and I go through all the body symptoms. And so even like I'm just so glad you showed up, girlfriend, because if you could just get to the session, you know, even just 5 minutes of breathing, it just helps. But it's crazy what the body does. Yeah, the migraines, and it's almost, it can be pure chaos before, right up until the session starts. I don't know about any of you, like if you had pure chaos, if it was loud in the house, or it just like was like my mom, she knows, I'm at my parents' house right now. She knows not to bother me. And right as I'm hitting start, where's my hair dryer? I'm like, are you serious? I'm trying to be all Buddha Zen over here, and my mom's asking me questions. Anyway, so I'm so glad that you showed up, and I'm so glad you're feeling better. So it's great. Yeah, there was quite a few people who came on like even more toward the end, and you know, I'm glad it worked. It's great. Okay, is there anyone else? Oh my gosh. I got something in the private chat, but I don't know if it should be private or if they want me to share it. But wow, Holly. Or oh. Was that you, the twin? No, this is a different Holly. Wow. So I'm not going to share that out loud. That's yeah, it's amazing that we're talking about birth stuff today. So yeah. Because you know, even science or whatever, I don't know, people they're putting more research out how the first 9 months of being in the womb shapes our entire life. And I got to study with a woman who's been studying people's births for over 50 years. And so I watched her work with like 2,000 or 3,000 people, somewhere in there, in groups. And I just studied and I studied, and I was like, wow, how, like I love psychology, but like I want to go all the way back. Like, well, like my mom, for example, she was when I was in the womb, there was 3 other kids. She was alone the entire time. My dad was off doing God knows what. And and she was sick, and my whole childhood I was sick, or I made myself sick. And I've always felt alone. I've always felt alone and separate from others. And and I've had to do a lot of work around, you know, my life, and I don't want to be alone, you know? So I've had to do a lot of inner work and stuff that happened while I was in the womb, triggering stuff like with my parents' relationship, and you know, trust. I have like the trust issues, you know, what was going on with mom and dad while I was in there. And so I've just been single for a very long time. I'm like I'm almost there, but you know, I'm still working through that fear of maybe abandonment or whatever it is. So the breath work is so loving and gentle. It slowly helps to heal, you know, just peel back the layers. Okay. I'll stop talking. Is there anyone else who would like to share? Someone just wrote that they did miss this session. Yeah, this is recorded, so I'm gonna post this in the next hour or so. I will email everyone. Will get the email from the session. So okay, if no one else would like to share, I think, let me see. Thanks for being here. Everyone made my entire life. I haven't been around anyone lately, and it makes me so sad because I love touch and being with people, and I'm just with my family, which is awesome. But like, you know, they don't touch me. So it's just crazy how we're all connecting through this box. It's so wild. Trips me out every time. Okay, so again, in 2 weeks, $5 breathwork session, and all my information is in the chat. My website is breathworkwithkimberlyrose.com. And if you'd like to donate for today, it all helps out. Anything helps pay for the internet and Zoom fees. And I'll see you in a couple weeks. So please reach out. Let me know how you're doing on Instagram. I love hearing how people are doing a few days after the session. And if you have any questions, please let me know, and give yourself a few days as the body will be adjusting to the new energy, the new you, and everything that you just released, and breathing in all the new that's coming in. So I only expect miracles. I only expect to hear miracles back. So there's when we release the old energy or the past or whatever, then all this new, and it's spring, the flowers are blooming and you're ready for spring now. We can spring forward, and there's going to be some really good stuff going on. So thank you for trusting me, and oh, my love. Mwah. Have such a good day. It's supposed to be 63 degrees here in Oregon. So I am going outside. I am so stoked. Okay. Take care, everyone. Mwah.